Drag makeup tutorial, baby. Let's go. Starting off once again, popping off the shirt and putting on the wig cap, cleaning the sides of my face with rubbing alcohol, and applying Prozaid so as to hold down properly the face tapes that you see me now placing. I tape my face back because I have lots of extra face flesh, and it gets rid of the smile lines that I always have digging into my makeup. What can I say? I'm a smiley person. Popping on a headband as well and adding Prozaid around my wig line, shall we call it, because I tried something controversial on this particular day. I put my wig on before doing my makeup. And this was because when I finish my makeup, the last thing that I want to do is put on a wig. And as a result, the application of the wig is always incredibly sloppy. The lace is crunchy and twisty and turny and popping all over the place. So I figured I might as well try to do it first while I'm still fresh and really kind of try to lock it down, pin it in nicely, make the lace lie as flat as I can, and then just try to avoid hitting the wig with makeup. Now, I am trying a new thing. I put some Prozaid on my upper lip, and I am adding scar wax in order to create the illusion of a full upper lip. I am doing this because when I overdraw my lip, I have a very prominent Cupid's bow, and when I take photos, it's very apparent that the lip is overdrawn. Now, this could probably be corrected with lighting, certainly with editing. But, you know, I ain't got time to study the science of lighting. And I'm familiar with scar wax, so that's the solution right there. This was a different kind of scar wax than what I'm used to, by the way. Very difficult to work with, but lovely finish. So I put some orange on my face to counter my beard. That's another standard step. And now I'm adding gray stripes to my neck. And what I'm doing here is creating a fake costume. I make my own costumes, and it's a long process to to make a costume. And I don't really, I've kind of like exhausted the stuff that I have already made. You know, there's only so many times you can wear it before it's boring, and it doesn't always work with the makeup look that I'm trying to do. So anyway, long story short, I decided to just apply makeup and make it look like a costume. It's a delicious little loophole I found there, especially if your concern is looking good shoulder up, which is my concern. And boy, it's a heck of a lot easier than having to get ready to go out in drag. That requires a whole other set of skills, which I have, to a certain level. But this is much easier. I am highlighting, or outlining, I should say, those gray stripes with a green. By the way, I'm using cream foundation here. A combination of I think it's a Ben Nye palette, cream palette, and Mayron black stick. And now I'm adding some white cream dots. Wasn't really sure what to do, so I added some dots. And now I'm powdering everything to lock it in and make sure that none of it gets on my face. And now I am adding my foundation. I certainly added primer already. I must have missed that little detail, but I added primer, a putty primer, and now I'm adding my foundation. This foundation is not my normal base foundation. This is a slightly darker one, and a very orange one. It looks orange in person. It looks even more orange in the video, but somehow when it's all mixed together with the highlight and contour, it evens out and it looks okay. Adding the highlight now, speaking of, with a concealer. All of my foundation stuff is liquid foundation. That's what I've been using most recently from Mackie Poo. And I'm blending it all out with the Beauty Blender sponge. just sort of trying to, you know, well, blend it, blur the lines between the different shades. And now I'm going in for the liquid foundation nose contour, trying to blend it out with a pointy sponge, shall we call it. And now I'm adding the contour, the liquid foundation contour, and blending it out with the Beauty Blender. Cutting the cheeks, getting the temples to make a little small forehead type situation. Fixing up the nose a little bit. It got a little muddy when I added the contour. And blending it out. I tried to blend it with my finger a little bit. It actually worked very nicely. And now adding loose powder, setting powder, with the Beauty Blender. Going in over my eyes with, what do you call this stuff? Eye primer. And now I'm cutting the new crease for my eyelid. Slightly above my normal crease. Not slightly, significantly above. It kind of grazes my brow, the bottom of my brow bone. Doing that on both sides. I'm just using an eyeshadow here. I'm starting with a light brown eyeshadow and blending it out. And then I go back in and add a progressively darker and darker brown color to give that nice, sharp, like, indent illusion. And that is what I am doing. And extending it below the eye as well, as you can see. And fine-tuning, blending, adding darker colors, blending, adding a darker color, blending, over and over and over again. Very repetitive stuff here. And now I'm sketching out a eyeliner situation. I wanted to see if I could do it without completely covering my eyelid with black. I have hooded eyelids, and it makes eyeliner a challenge, but I think it is possible to do a nice, like, teeny tiny eyeliner situation, even with hooded eyelids, and that's what I tried to do here. It didn't work out, so I just covered my entire lid with black, which is my standard practice. And by my whole lid, I mean like the baggy hooded area. When you have hooded eyelids, there is a moment where your eyelid stops being hooded, and that is where I draw the black line. That's where the boundary is. Violet Chachki put it the best, and this is where I learned this from. If you put a dot of black on your eyelid and then blink, wherever that black spot appears after you blink is where you should draw your eyeliner. The boundary. And that's what I've been doing since. Tried to do something different in this particular occasion, and it did not work, but that doesn't mean it's not possible, and I will try it again at a future date. Anyway, I am working on eyebrows now. Eyebrows are the bane of my existence. They are a classic conundrum for me. But I sat down on this particular day and said to myself, you know what? I'm going to make some delicious, awesome, sexy eyebrows. And I took my time and really tried to do just that. I was looking at reference photos. I was looking at reference photos for the eyes, too. Miss Fame, you know, she's just like the queen of just small, subtle lusciousness. So I was constantly checking back and forth and just like really taking my time on the eye area, especially the eyebrows, because they always turn out nasty, and I wanted to make them somewhat presentable this time. Now I dusted off my face, and I'm going in with a pressed highlight and contour powder to further the foundation that I laid with the liquid. And adding darker, again, just like the eyes, progressively darker and darker colors in smaller and smaller amounts, concentrated towards the edges of my face to get that nice blended effect. And I think I'm just fine-tuning all of that pressed powder Love pressed powder. Now going in for the powder nose contour. This is when the nose comes to life, for me anyway. And just fine-tuning it, trying to get that super pinched, the classic, it has become, pinched drag nose. And adding the highlight to the nose. I use 2 colors for the highlight. When I use this darker foundation, this orange foundation, I use a light powder, and then I use a white powder, just to add a little extra pop, like on the center of my nose and my cheekbones. I believe I'm still fine-tuning. I might have been adding blush there. I'm not sure. It doesn't really look colorful yet, so maybe... No, I probably did. If I'm putting on lipstick, then I probably added blush. So I wasn't sure if the lips were going to work, the Scar Wax lip was going to work until this moment. And it worked, and I am very, very pleased. It looks like, okay, if you take a photo with a really good camera, you can see that it's a little, crunchy. You have bottom lip, and then you have whoa, what happened to your upper lip there? It's looking a little goopy. But, the illusion is there. So, and it gets rid of those icky shadows that pop up with my Cupid's bow. I don't always want a Cupid's bow when I do drag, and it's really difficult to just paint something else on when it's so very pronounced. Dusting off the neck/shoulder costume area. I got a black spot on my face. I'm still not sure how that happened, but it appeared, and then I had to do some damage control. I perhaps could have just added a beauty mark there, but my goodness, it would have been a beauty mark, more like a beauty deformity. beauty, you should get that checked out. Now I'm adding glitter to the center of each of those spires that are running down my neck. Sprayed my face down with a setting spray, adding lip gloss to my lips. This is another reason why I mess with Scar Wax, because I love lip gloss, and lip gloss breaks the illusion of overdrawn lips. Adding a shimmer, added it to my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose, and my eyelids, and under my eyebrow. All over the place in plentiful amounts. And now I'm adding mascara to my eyelashes in preparation for my false eyelashes that shall be appearing shortly. Here they are. Yes, very good. I stacked a bunch of small, subtle, real, feminine lashes, and just stacked a bunch of them. I wanted to do a sort of subtle look this time, rather than the big drag look. And that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and here is the final transformation.